Malaysia's capital, Kuala Lumpur, is a city that is steeped in history, with dozens of historical landmarks and buildings that map its rise from a muddy village at the confluence of two rivers to a modern cosmopolitan metropolis of over 2 million people. However, if I were to choose what three historical landmarks are most quintessentially iconic of this vibrant city, these would probably be the Jamet Mosque, the Sultan Abdul Samad building, and the Kuala Lumpur railway station. I'm now in the heart of Malaysia's capital, Kuala Lumpur, and behind me is the Jamat Mosque, and this is actually where it all began. The confluence of the Klang River and the Gombak River, the muddy confluence after which Kuala Lumpur is named. Some smaller mosques had previously existed in the Java Street and Malay Street area, serving the Malay communities. But Masjid Jamek was the first large mosque to be built in Kuala Lumpur. It stands on an old Malay burial ground and served as Kuala Lumpur's main mosque before the National Mosque, Masjid Negara, was built in 1965. The alluring Moorish design of the mosque was by the chief architect of the Federated Malay States, Arthur Benson Hubbard, a name you will hear frequently in this video. The foundation stone of the mosque was laid by the then Sultan of Selangor, Sultan Alauddin Sulaiman Shah, on 23rd March 1908, and the Sultan officially opened the mosque on 23rd December 1909. Although it is today surrounded by a forest of skyscrapers and a torrent of heavy traffic, it remains a verdant oasis of calm and tranquility that reminds us that this is a city with a soul and its own unique spirituality. Right behind me is a building that's iconic of Kuala Lumpur. For much of its history, it was a majestic seat of its administration and the veritable engine of its economic growth. I'm of course talking about the Sultan Abdul Samad building right here. Built to house the offices of the British colonial administration in Malaya, the construction of the building began in September 1894 and cost the government 152,000 Straits dollars to build. Simply known as the government offices back then, the building was officially opened on 4th April 1897 by the then Resident General of the Federated Malay States, Sir Frank Swettenham. The building was renamed in 1974 after Sultan Abdul Samad, the reigning Sultan of Selangor during the time the building began construction. The design of the building is formally credited to Arthur Charles Alfred Norman. Only his name appears on the foundation stone as the architect. However, the actual design is to a large extent the work of Regent Alfred John Bidwell, who also designed the Raffles Hotel in Singapore. The design of the Sultan Abdul Samad building also has contributions from the ubiquitous Arthur Benson Hubbard, who also designed the fixtures of the building. The building frontage has served as a gathering place for Malaysian citizens to celebrate significant national events, ranging from the New Year celebrations to the lowering of the British flag there at midnight on August 31st, 1957, to mark Malaya's independence. And behind me is the vital transportation hub that connected regions, peoples, and goods from all over Malaysia to Kuala Lumpur, driving the economic growth and development of Malaya. This is the Kuala Lumpur railway station. The Kuala Lumpur railway station is actually the third railway station built in the city. The first was built in 1886 at the site of where the National Textile Museum is located today. This was replaced by another railway station in 1892 at the site of the current station, but that building too was demolished. In 1908, Arthur Hubbard completed design work of a much grander station, utilizing his signature Moorish Indo-Saracenic architectural style. The station was finally opened on 1st July 1911, and among the first passengers to use the station was Sultan Alauddin Sulaiman Shah, the then Sultan of Selangor, and Sir John Anderson, the British governor of the Straits Settlements. The station served as the city's main railway station until 2001, when the nearby KL Central Station was opened. But like a freshly baked wedding cake covered in buttercream icing set against the backdrop of Kuala Lumpur's urban bustle, the Kuala Lumpur railway station remains as a symbol of Malaysia's transition from a colonial past to a modern nation, a place where history and progress intersect.